We found a little off-roading spot.
Oh, she's loving it.
Whoa! Right, this is where we do the intro.
Welcome to another episode of Ben and John Do Cars. What are we looking at today, Ben?
The brand new Suzuki Jimny.
Way.
We're going off-road. We're going on-road. We're doing everything with it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Woohoo! Yes! So we're in the 2019 Suzuki Jimny, which everybody, the whole internet has been raving about, and luckily, for us at least, the lovely chaps at Suzuki have said, yeah, you want a Jimny? Have it for a week. So we've been driving this for the last few days, getting used to it, and here's what we think. What are the facts? It is a small off-road 4x4 off-roader, petrol-powered, 1.5, non-turbo, 100 horsepower, weighs about 1,100 kilos, so not a heavy car by any stretch of the imagination.
95 pound-feet of torque.
So
not a lot.
Not a lot.
But only weighs 1,100 kilos.
Yeah, 1,100 kilos.
So not a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah, it's got 4 low for proper off-roading. This one, as tested, costs about £19,000.
Yep.
But it's because it's the fully loaded one with the sat-nav and everything else.
Yep.
And it's also got a special two-tone paint job, which is a £650 optional extra.
Wow.
And one that I think is extremely attractive, although
Absolutely.
that is purely subjective. Okay, what's it like around town then? Well, usually we only get cars for anywhere between half an hour and 3 or 4 hours. But Suzuki have kindly given this to us for a whole week. Whole week!
Oh my god!
God, we'll have the Jimny for a whole week.
I predominantly have been doing town driving because I live and work in a town.
Absolutely, I've been using it mainly for commuting in and out of town. I don't live in the centre of Swindon, unlike Johnny, but I do commute into Swindon. So what's it like around town?
I'll give you a straight up verdict. Around town, this thing kicks ass.
It's good, it is good.
So you're high up, you've got good visibility around you, you feel like you're higher than other people in other people's cars, which is cool, I like that. But also, it's tiny.
Yeah.
So you can park this thing really, really simply in tight spaces. It's not a lot of power, right? But it's enough power to get you round town, so it doesn't really feel underpowered round town. Take it outside town, completely different story. But round town, this thing fucking feels great.
Yeah.
Especially when you go around roundabouts. Listen to that. Wherever you go, you feel like you're drifting. And you're not drifting, but you feel like you are. So that's great.
Fuel economy is good around town, I found. Like, the book MPG figures are actually pretty close to reality from what we found. Our average over the time we've had it is 35.9 miles to the gallon, which is not far off what the book said, pretty much bang on. So around town, look, we're in traffic at the moment, and like Johnny said, we're nice and high up. We can see over the tops of other cars mostly. The greenhouse is very, there's lots of light, there's lots of visibility, all the pillars are very narrow.
Dude, the visibility is awesome.
Yeah, very good.
You can see everything. The only thing that you can say about the practicality of this, obviously there's no boot, but there is if you fold the back seats down. But for around town, so if you're going shopping and you want to reverse this into a parking space and you want to put your shopping in the boot, you got no chance because the boot opens like a door, not up. On another note, we're on the dual carriageway here, right? We're doing 60 miles an hour, I'm doing 3,000 RPM in 5th gear. Just goes to show you how short the gearing is.
It is geared for off-roading and around town.
Yeah, I mean, it's screaming a little bit. It feels like it's, you need the 6th gear, you need a 6th gear.
I'm happy that Suzuki have chosen this gearbox and this gear ratio for the right reasons. Either to try and keep the cost down, or because it's a tough, reliable unit. I don't know what the reasons are.
I would like to believe the reasons were it makes a good off-roader.
And also it makes that lovely whine. Maybe that's the only
right, let's try and see if we can get that whine on camera.
Can you hear that? You probably can only hear the engine, but there's a lovely whine.
Ah, it's delicious.
So around town, economy's good, parking is good, visibility is good, power is adequate. I love it. What's it like off-road?
We are fully off-roading right now. Oh my god.
Oh yes!
Oh my god!
Whoa! Let's see what these guys are saying.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit, look at that! Fucking look at it go! Some off-roading, 4 low, hill descent control.
There you go. Got the wheel.
This thing fucking loves it, mate. I'm gonna try and go that way.
You don't want to go down there. Going down there.
Oh, you're going up.
Oh, right, yeah.
Alright, I'm going up that way.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
Well,
Oh. So, what is it like off-road? It's good.
we knew it would be good because the Jimnys are good and they've got a massive following. We just hoped that kind of kept the same technology in their old ones they've done with this one, and they kind of have with the ladder chassis. Lock-in ABS diff type technology they've got works fantastically well.
Yeah, we were a bit scared to like scratch this. Obviously, it's a press car. And
Yeah,
we don't want to give a scratched up shed back to Suzuki. So we took it a bit easy. But I reckon if you weren't scared to get a few scrapes on the arches and stuff, if you put a bit of a lift kit on it, this thing would go pretty much everywhere. I reckon.
So yeah, I'm going to give this a solid like 9 out of 10, mate.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, the only thing that would give it a 10 out of 10 would be our confidence, I think.
Yeah, I reckon.
You know what I mean? So we're kind of held back a little bit by the fact that we don't want to scrape it, and both of us are off-road novices.
A big shout out to Jack and Tay and the guys who came out to meet us and show us this little playpen, because we didn't know what the hell we were doing. It was useful to have someone who kind of had a clue
Yeah,
to
definitely.
show us the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you for that. How cool does this thing look parked up next to his SJ410 brethren?
Oh mate, it's so cool. Dude, it's awesome. So there you go, there you have it. The Suzuki Jimny is a pretty capable off-roader.
Done.
Done.
What's next? Equipment levels are pretty good, I think. It's £19,000, which isn't a cheap car, but it's also not an expensive car. As the top spec model, on paper, it's pretty good. You've got cruise control, you've got this funky little touch screen in the middle, which has got DAB, it's got sat-nav,
Yeah.
it's got Bluetooth, it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Yep.
It's got aircon.
Got lane assist, collision avoidance, you got speed limiter on here as well.
It doesn't have parking sensors or a reversing camera, which I thought was a bit strange. I guess the parking sensors is because it's built to be an off-roader and you might be bumping into stuff. So the bumpers are just real simple black plastic, I guess, so you can remove them if you want to go for that ultimate angle. Parking sensors basically are just going to get bashed off. I guess for a car to have sat-nav and not parking sensors, I think is a bit strange, but it is what it is. The actual system itself, how have you found it?
On the surface, like you got DAB, you can link up your phone via Bluetooth and access kind of your Spotify and all that sort of stuff from your phone to this. But if you do want to use the Android Auto, you can kind of do everything on here that you could do on your phone. So you kind of don't have to fiddle around with your phone. Obviously that's illegal. However, when I tried to get it to work, I spent about half an hour trying to link my Huawei P20 Pro, which is running Android, onto it. But it just won't work.
Suzuki have been quite clever because there's not that many buttons in the dash because all the infotainment is built into the touchscreen. Even the volume control, you don't even get a volume knob. It does feel a bit like I'm using a sort of cheap Chinese tablet. Compared to other touchscreen sort of interfaces on the market, this one isn't particularly good, but it does the job. What I found myself doing, which is exactly what I do in my car to be fair, is literally plug the iPhone in, use Apple CarPlay, that's got your maps in it, it's got your Spotify, it's got your podcasts, everything on the screen, and the interface of CarPlay is nicer than the actual normal Suzuki one.
When you look around the rest of the interior, it's pretty basic. They haven't really gone too far in thinking about maybe putting some nice colours in here to match the exterior or whatever. The one thing that I think is a design flaw that they've gone for is bloody rear view mirror, mate. When you're driving it, it's right in the middle of my eye lines. When I'm turning the left hand corner, that blocks me off.
Yeah, that is a little bit annoying.
It's very, very basic, but you can't really go wrong with basic.
Yeah.
That's the thing with it. Like, if it was trying to be something it wasn't, you'd be like, well, it's trying a bit hard to be a Discovery or or a Range Rover or something, you'd be like, well, it doesn't look right, it's out of place. However, they haven't gone for that, and it looks good.
Yeah. So, what rating would you give the interior or the equipment levels?
Equipment levels, I give like 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I'm going to go 8 out of 10.
I would go more than 7 out of 10 if I could get my bloody Android Auto to work.
Well, this way, if you were buying this car, the salesman in the showroom would probably be like, "Okay, Mr. Logie, give me your phone and I'll show you how to use it, you idiot." I like it. It's an attractive interior. You got the sat nav. You got aircon that works well.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the equipment 8 out of 10. Lovely.
Wicked. Right, there you go. We'll have to meet in the middle then. 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10.
Nice. Right.
Country road driving.
Yes.
This is my favourite thing to do in the Jimny. It is mental.
It's got a mind of its own, that's certain. It doesn't go in a straight line. It kind of drifts across the road. It's really hard to place, especially when you go around corners. Saying that, it does soak up bumps amazingly well. So if you want comfort, even though the seats aren't like crazy comfortable, the suspension does all the work.
The thing is, on a country road, if you're hustling it along, you got a really short wheelbase,
Christ.
really soft suspension, pretty high suspension, and skinny little tyres. Like, it is a handful.
Yeah, the suspension is very, very soft. Loves it. What a great little thing to. What is, man? It's that cliche thing, isn't it? You don't need power to have fun. You don't need any power to have fun in this.
You really don't.
This thing's just fun around the corners because it squeals. The back end steps out a little bit. It's wallowy, mate. Yeah, it's great fun.
It is classic slow car fast stuff.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
So anyway, the day that we picked this up, I drove back to my house from Johnny's, and yeah, I couldn't believe how busy I was behind the wheel.
Yeah.
It's like watching old footage of like 60s and 70s kind of rally cars and touring cars, because you're it's a very slow steering rack.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly like wrestling with the wheel and like trying to find the grip and stuff, and that's all pretty much within the speed limit.
Oh, definitely.
It's great.
Is that a Mark III Jimny?
Yeah, it is a Mark III Jimny.
Holy shit.
Respect. So basically, yeah, on a country road, if you want to make any decent progress, you're gonna be working for it, and I like that.
Oh, it's fun. It's got character.
Well, in terms of ability, yeah, 5.5 out of 10. In terms of enjoyment, for
10
me,
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Definitely, yeah. It's cool.
It's great. Usually we do the wrap up in the car, but as it's such a beautiful day and we've had such a good time with the Jimny, we thought we'd come outside, enjoy the sun, and do it to camera out here. Johnny, what's the rundown?
It's awesome. Basically, this has been a part of our lives for the last week, and we have fallen in love with it.
It's amazing.
And that's not to say that other people won't fall in love with it either. We've had compliments from people on the street, at petrol stations coming up to us. We've been off-roading with the four-wheel drive guys, and they freaking love it as well. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, honestly, like everyone loves it. I think it looks cool. It's like, it's not perfect, but it's got the sweet spot where the imperfections add to the character.
Absolutely.
We love it.
We absolutely love it. Thank you, Suzuki, for lending it us. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
Let's
Jimny.
do it.
Let's do it. Woohoo! Yeah.
Jimny.
We're in full life. We can go anywhere in full life, bro. Let's get it done. Yeah, we'll get it done. It's all right. We're full low in it. Let's get it done, mate. Come on. We're full low in it. It's okay. Get it done. Right, let's get it done. Oh, keep going. Yeah, we'll get it done. It's all right.